Greetings everyone, the boys and girls. This is James here speaking, and how's it going? Today is on Monday, which means today is on Miku Monday moment. And it's almost recovered after a few days. Ben has a personal sick about around 10 days, and next week's Ben is going to be healthier to recovery this pretty soon, and until after I continuing to going back to the swimming trainers as well. And there's a lot of we had the personal vulgars we have to go to be so we just look at a look back here to take a bit of a while that the people just started that computer graphics, the visual effects and animation, the videos, and they've been made for purposely. Their levels are over to have a lot, and people are having the scenes, the television, the movies, articles, and all kind of have the others relatables and media their stuff. So it was a part of it here as it is the Miku Monday moment. So I really just I starting out here that I just topically that we have been made up the animation videos that other person that made it purposely made these the animation videos throughout the worldwide, Japan's, Asians countries that people are using it differently, the computer graphics, and it was included for the MMD software, the program. So what about that? How about that the early of project Who Framed Miku that is way than beginning. They had to starting out that his channel been the 10 years after being running at the comedy slamstick sketches on this took on the internet with this the YouTube, Facebook, Japanese sites, internet, all the kind of related stuff. So here's what I have to the origins of the project Who Framed Miku. So back into 2010, since when I was a kid and still on the computers and internet, and I overlooked it for the YouTube videos. It intentions the computer graphics that Japanese people that they haven't made for the models materialized on this with animation frames that running the entire smoothly, and which is might be have the I've been really the first time I ever really saw that computer graphics effects. Then I have seen to watch that first, the best animated sci-fi movie ever seen, like Titan AE, stand for After Earth. So I usually watch them a lot of times, memories that way back then where it goes, and also a whole lot of that, but people has a various career made up the computer graphics, the animation effects, and this would usually made it with some blenders, Maya, 3ds Max, and the brush, Ray, and different computer graphics. And around the years later, I grew up that pre-teenagers, and I've been saw that I have to got saw the first one here. The video came out that the MMD comedy skits, the videos from the Thailand is here at the same country as well. And the first one, he's introduced the MMDBoomer. So I was just got been first view and I first watched him, that he has made the animation that that the that the person would use the usually the many the characters, many the models, many the backgrounds, the authors from Japanese people that they made it, and then they made it out with the animations, inspiration to put it up the MMD videos, the topically, and I was feel quite impressed and interesting. This very impressive with the MMD videos. So, which is I will really first the view seeing that I have this seen that that guy, the MMD Boomer, and he's been working on the MMD animation topics, genre, some comedy animated like Warner Brothers, the cartoon animated the slam sticks, the comedy that I had have the scenes that Warner Brothers animation, and I really just appreciated with the Warner Brothers animation, as you know, like Quest of Quest for Camelot, the Iron Giant, and DreamWorks animation, and this might be at a really relatively the favorable the childhood the animated movie as a spin-off of the years. So, and I like this the Prince of Egypt, and the others the animated this the other things that are animated like Atlantis, the Disney animated movie, and nonsense Disney animated that we have to see like Help I'm a Fish, also Flangali, The Last Rainforest, and the years later that 2009 to the Avatar movie, as my family's the entire family has been favorite Avatar movie. This year's Avatar 2 probably coming out till the Christmas. Maybe it's really it's a seed that people who would later see the Avatar new movie. So, and let's get it back to the MMD Boomer. He was appointed that there is the many spread the comment is many fans spread around here that Asian people, and it's a instantly the instant popular culture, and the popular hits took their he's on YouTube, and it's what best awarded there had to achieve these MMD animation videos, and he's made this made out to the web series independently the concept there like a kingdom of the kingdom, which is have to say it that Kingdom Heart, Knights of Volkart, that features some main characters, ritualistic characters, and minor characters throughout the entire indie web series that they had made, and possibly made for one person. That's really crazy. That's really realize that I like but that's the one person, the talented be. Sometimes imagine the one person that puts everything in his career, put this everything a lot there, have a story written, pre-production, production design, animation process, post-production, visual effects, and pretty much it's really just pretty much that one person there. And around in 2016, where what I just used on the MMD for the first time and the second time before, is I used the Japanese programs were had a whole of their my family's were to show up, and I haven't used to download them, so to give them the characters models, and I took it with a live action photographer. That's that's a real world photographer, and I also made it for the student college that as art contest during the photograph. That's what I took them. And I then put the entire that character models that surround here the live action photograph that as made with the visual effects, the photographer. And then I rendered it, and then I posted a public on Facebook, social media relatable for this month years, and it's going to introduce the MMD CG picture skits. That is resembling like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. That the people are seeing that people are seeing the like Disney cinematic universe, that Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger, and I have seen like Ugly Sonic came from the Nintendo cinematic universe. It's absolute really crazy that images that's seen. So then, and I met this right. I preparing to make this MMD CG picture skits and live action animations hybrid style. That the movie inspirations like Casper, Strong's little small shelters. Wonders that have to make the inspiration like what about like the space starships troopers? Yeah, I've seen the Starship Troopers, and include Men in Black in 1997. Yeah, that movie is turns to 25 years after. It's like a 25 years after that Man in Black. Will Smith is doing well, and the actors is focusing on the B. And I met this was and has appreciated with these the kids and teenage and adults always have to watch the cartoon movie and Japanese anime as popular cultures. So I was been made the creations MMD CG picture skits. Then MMDBoomer is obviously the obstacles that made up that materialized and the cultures that sort of purposely doesn't make this by the James Media and the MMD boomers the inspiration that was put there. That's it. Just I have the incomes for it as a source, so as I always have made for the visual effects photographer. So, and it appears to be it has not been real. Excuse me. As it's not made for the real, and it is made for the visual effect photographs they made. And Hunter the Big Boy also the thought that my MMD CG picture skits, they're made for live action and also the anime reality, the virtual life. So they're made for virtual actors and actresses and that I've seen movie, the Final Fantasy CG movie, that, and I really listening to Japanese voice actors that really stunning. That, and it's and I really it's and I really just it has space to be with some the many people are very impressed and many people are likely like as a likable for MMD CG picture skit the visual effects on it. Then afterward though, and I kick-started off that as I call it for installations that we've they create call of the combined in their names called Who Framed Miku. That's his name of a Who Framed Miku. Who Framed Miku is WFMIKU. M stand for the Who Framed Miku. It's some sort of like a action-packed scientific fantasy epic adventures throughout their traveling their multiverse, shared universe through through the bed, like like a VR chat that they made for the Matrix program, the files, and also of around this throughout the years later that 2020 decade has been beginning is rising the virtual YouTuber and more like the indie virtual matrix tubers. Is this seen a first village virtual YouTuber and countlessly that over powerful that rendered it on the entire the internet. So the MMD just inherited a hiatus that came back to the uploaded his more videos that are back to more uploaded videos, and it has to just take a few times a few years after break, and possibly resume it to the MMD CG picture skits on Facebook, DeviantArt, different platform like Instagram, maybe it's a Japanese site also. And I put a lot with hashtags here, and those were topically that many genres that inspirations with our original concept of the MMD Boomer, and originally the topic like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and scrap to turn out to be, and switch over like the Matrix. It's like 20 years after being released that the Matrix, with the popular cultures on the Matrix. So I really have to watch about the Matrix original trilogy, sequel trilogy, Matrix Resurrections, but I'm not exactly sure the Matrix would have been more sequel, because the Resurrection movie is really bad ones. So, and maybe it's I believe that the cyberpunk and the took place with the modern age that's put a lot there. It's a futuristic, and put that had the scientific fantasy to put there into cultures that the animate Japanese animate cultures that from Thailand, and I just contacted a Japanese person, but at this point, so I I haven't seen watched a first view at that South Korean guy, the person's White Stella and Bruce Striped, that that just pronounced the sign have the two characters a person from South Korea, and apparently he has a one person, but he doesn't have the following follower friends. The girls use a bit online there, but not much that. And also I've first viewed that Italian guy, that the little boy with the elf ears, the red shirted horned Houghton's shirts figures, that little boy though, and he made out a source film maker. He used it for a source film maker. That's as I pronounced that, made the source filmmaker. And therefore, and I ever really used the Vroid Studios apps to make the character creation that, and I mentioned I played Bloody Roar 1, a fighting games that the person just turns but shapeshifters into animals to beat the crap out of the opponent one by one, the fighters. Then encounter that a really is a tough girl, the green hair, has electricity, the power, the ability, like this super shelter being. And I really like this first one here is the final boss characters, but completely unseen to identify. So, and the game's now the 25 years after been released the game, and I really did on the character creations that took their spread Japanese size, and with a large amount of the fans, that took theirs every single of Japanese people are just impressive for the inspired. So I really been method of I've been post commented by the MMDs. This only have the MMD the person who to come back that platform, and it's also have it as they haven't made the cancel cultures. So apparently they haven't made the inactively the self actively, but I had to be the decided to get this popular hits the MMD CG picture skits that took their Facebook, DeviantArt, and of course so as I do a lot there's to appreciate me this they're made for purposely. I guess I'm gonna make this but the additional artists and traditional artists also have the art animation left it still, and I had to load it up this a million times of pictures. So we've admitted this is the inspiration that the Star Trek Troopers, the Matrix, Monty Python's. Yeah, I've heard Monty Python after the first ever watched the movie, and so the virtual YouTuber, virtual Matrix Troopers is already around the whole world been billion connections that inside that create as a model that the 15.6 billion people are connecting that reality and the fictions and there's different effectors on the computer graphically rendered. And you have the real people, the culture, and they have to take some of the red one the candy tricks and the cosplay also metropolitans that many cities that many people, and except one of it the matrix exists in there the reality, and thus that made the origins where was Who Framed Miku has always been all the beginning there. So yeah. Well, that's about it, boys and girls. That's what I'm really just talking about, with the where's the origins that the history of the Who Framed Miku there been created, and the earlier the made the MMD Boomer's comedy sketch, and James Media Who Framed Miku there made as I really made this word media as a topic of genre. Those are people seeing realize that made the live action and animation styles of photograph this, and I really better figure find out so they imagine this too. I would believe it in the same way too. So yeah. Alright. Boys and girls, I might be after of the videos. It's a pretty soon. So that's all pretty much have to say it is talking about that the history of the MMD Boomers picture sketch and Who Framed Miku created this year. Let me know so what you think. Have the comment, questions, suggestions, or anything else you have to comment it for me, and maybe it's a go to make this MMD CG picture skit sometime this year. It's probably just gonna take it hard for the professional social media. So, and make sure you have to like, share, subscribe our personal channel if you want to see this more videos, and subscribe if you want to see the more the videos. So, not much have to say. And so yeah, we're still gonna have a few minutes and I'll see you around for next videos and the next production time. Have a greatly afternoon and evening as well. And this is James here speaking. We're heading out. Have a good day, boys and girls. As always, later.